Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me for your Friday general reading looking into the weekend. So in today's video we are going to be doing your standard pick a card. This is going to be your general reading looking into the weekend, see what spirit has to say, what guidance it can offer for all of you. I do have 3 groups available that you can kind of choose from. Take a look and see what resonates, and then sort of leave the rest. And obviously these are general readings designed for all signs, so some of you might not actually resonate with that, and that's totally fine. But take a moment, take a deep breath through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Here we go. Take a look and see which one you resonate with, and then let's get started. So this is group number 1, 2, and 3. And if you're hearing noises in the background, that's because my little boy is also joining us. Okay, if you picked group number 1, this reading is going to be for you. So let's see what's coming up. So right up the gate, your mantra is activating the third eye. I wonder what that's all about. So your mantra for this weekend coming up is, I am willing to see beyond the beliefs, the ideas, and the conclusions. So my thing with that is I feel like that whole card is all about you starting to giving yourself the opportunity to start changing your mind, right? Rather than just kind of clinging onto old belief systems, like you're really starting to change your mind. And then we also have the Mother of Swords. Let me just grab the book here so that we can actually read the description from Kim. Sharp perceptive. You'll often find the Mother of Swords putting her sharp perceptions to use as a therapist or doctor or teacher. She's extremely experienced and knowledgeable in her field, and some think of her as all-seeing. This card can sometimes represent a woman going through a difficult time, and she may be recently widowed or divorced, and she's usually without children. During this time, there's a potential for her criticism to soar. So this almost feels like intuitively you're getting these downloads where, or maybe you're going through a transformation, and certain people are being highly critical of what's happening with you. We'll see how this kind of plays out in the actual reading. Reach out. You know you're reaching out right now to help due to your current situation. Support is as much about a physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. So maybe like I'm kind of getting that you are around perhaps people that are like you need some sort of support. Some of you may be needing some sort of support, but you're not getting it in a form that you were expecting, and it makes you feel kind of vulnerable. And you have a hard time sort of appreciating that. Some of you, you're keeping guided to appreciate and value things, of seeing sort of what you can be grateful for, but also what is sort of working for you, right? I think that some of you are really struggling with this transition, or as you're shifting, because it's almost as if you have a hard time seeing the value in you, the value that you sort of bring to the table. Definitely have a hard time accepting help, right? Like I do see that it's almost as if like one of the biggest things that you have a hard time with right now is sort of that sense of surrender, that it's a form of strength for you to accept help, right? And maybe it's not coming up, or you might feel like it's not going to come in a way that you want it to come, or it's not the right time. Definitely there's a sense of that. I don't get bitterness here, but I'm definitely getting, you have a hard time sort of like, basically I feel like these two are connected, where you need to go back to sort of remembering or trusting that you have value and you are great and you do have something to contribute. And again, you are magic. Like, that's sort of your self-care message. You have a hard time sort of tapping into your own gifts, right? For some of you, you definitely are invited to. So you're having this. You're basically reminded that you need to sort of believe in your own worth, accept help, like surrender to the help that is available to you, but then go with your intuition, right? Where maybe some of you are already going through that transition where you're doing activities that are sort of activating your it very much feels like you're going through this spiritual awakening. Like maybe you're doing a lot of Kundalini yoga, or you're doing a lot of meditation, and you're getting sort of insights or downloads where, well, obviously you're here watching this, right? So definitely there is a sense of seeking, but then you also kind of need guidance of kind of translate, like, what does all of that mean, right? But then there's also that element of almost like skepticism, right? And you need to kind of appreciate all that it's unfolding, both the good, because I think that in a lot of ways, there's certain things that are kind of coming up to the surface and you're sort of not sure what to do with it. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict, karmic relationships. And I think that there's certain people that are in your circle right now that are sort of triggering a lot of that. And you don't know sort of what to do with that. But I think that it's all unfolding as it needs to. I think that the ultimate underlying message here, beyond getting support, is really to trust your own intuition and to surrender. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. We're using like these little micro ones, which I love. Yeah, you definitely have that Empress energy where you're definitely becoming a lot more intuitive. I think that you're at a point where you're invited to kind of cut through a lot of that noise. But isn't it funny? Like, you have Mother of Swords and Page of Swords. Again, I feel like you are longing for that that unity with, like-minded people, but it just, right now you might not have that. And then at the same time, you're also sort of getting those intuitive hits of like, okay, I am intuitive and I am psychic, or I am, deeply connected, but you have to trust that. So here is your invitation. So basically the big thing is to just allow your gifts to come through without feeling like it has to be a certain way. So it's almost like you have to like release this attachment to how it's all going to look, and take the help where you can really get it. But the other part of it is too that don't be like, with the Mother of Swords, what I'm getting really is just don't be so closed-minded. Like, be open to kind of whatever comes up, allow it to heal, but at the same time, don't be attached to the way that it needs to look, because you don't really know how things are going to go until you actually start doing it, right? Whether we're looking at your relationships or your personal life. The other part of it is that I feel like you're really playing it small, because you're so attached to how it's supposed to look like, rather than just allowing it to unfold the way that it really needs to. A lot of healing that's absolutely coming up with the karmic cycles here too. Ultimately, you are invited to kind of clear up old energies. It's coming up so that you can kind of clear it and heal it. Reach out to your people. And usually, like, when you have that sense of surrender and you accept the help, then it does appear, generally. And if not, then, you have a little bit of searching to do to find the right people that are actually here to support you. Because I do see that there's a sense of longing for that. And, but the big thing is that you need to be okay with accepting the help, right? You need to be okay with surrendering that you don't have control over all aspects of things, and the shifts that are taking place, they are meant to. So this is what I have for you guys for group number 1. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know if this has resonated, and stay tuned until the end of the video for just a general collective message that I have for all of you. So let's go. Group number 2. So let's see what is coming up for you. So first and foremost, the mantra that kind of came up is inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. So I feel like for some of you, you're definitely, it's almost like you're a healer. You're here to sort of, you get the gratification of helping others. Like there is that sense of service, right? Let's try this one more time. So first and foremost, what I see that's happening, here's what I see that's happening. Your ultimate mantra for this coming weekend is I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. Like somewhere along the way, like you're here to sort of inspire others. And then let's unfold as to why. So we have the Judgment card, which is all about releasing, like almost like renewing, like you're renewing some sort of an energy. But for some of you, it's also releasing, literally releasing judgment, but you're also kind of going through a form of transformation where you're moving upwards, right? Listening to your intuition. And then we have the Fire. What does your soul say? And your soul is on fire. So both of these are self-care messages. Basically, what I'm kind of getting here is like lots of fire elements, lots of passion. I mean, this kind of sounds obvious. It's almost like it's related to your work, where in order for you to not be, because like this can be like being complacent, being bored. So being bored, being complacent, like kind of needing like to reignite that fire, that spark that sort of makes you really happy. It's all about reigniting what you're truly passionate about, but then like transferring that into a form of service where you're actually helping other people. Sort of, it's almost like you're here to help others realize their passion while you're tuning into like how they need help. And then well, let's see what else is coming up. Yeah, loosen your grip, letting go. It's almost like you're like one of the things that you need to do really is just to release, right? Release trying to kind of control it. So maybe the Judgment card is really coming up so that there's a sense of that release, or you're not trying to control every element. And you're doing things more intuitively rather than, it's almost like especially like I'm kind of getting this not so much in your relationships. I'm definitely getting this in like your line of work where you're kind of feeling like very complacent, very bored, very static, very stagnant energy. And you're trying to sort of reignite that, but at the same time, you're not sure sort of where to kind of begin. And Spirit is inviting you to really look back onto how you can kind of help others, because through helping others, you end up essentially helping yourself, right? Like through helping others heal, you heal, right? Like it's the same sort of idea. And then let's see what the tarot has to say. 3 of Wands. Oh no, 5 of Swords, sorry. 5 of Swords. 10 of Swords, lots of swords. And King of Pentacles in reverse. I think that for some of you, you're sort of scared that you will make a mistake, like you will do it wrong, right? Like there's a sense of like, what if I do it wrong? What if I don't do it right? And it's like, go back to this, loosen your grip on this, stop trying to be so perfect, right? Because really, most of us will not get it right. Like we're constantly keep trying and evolving, right? But do something, like get involved into something that you actually like doing. And like a lot of that will kind of go back to like helping others, right? Or serving others, or helping them kind of realize their own potential, right? I also see that it's almost like you almost reach your goal, but you're just not sure if you can keep going, right? Like you've been hurt so many times that you're just not sure if you can take anymore. There we go. So like there's a sense of that as well. And you also don't want to kind of control everything, but like that at the same time, you want that level of abundance where you sort of have it all. You have your cake and eat it too, right? Well, you can have your cake and you can eat it too, but I think that kind of goes, you need to kind of go back to this. So basically you can do this whole thing where you are reigniting that passion, but the big thing is that you need to release your grip on trying to control how it's supposed to be and just allowing it to unfold as it needs to. And you do have the ability to manifest that abundance that you're really looking for. I'm definitely getting this more from, especially when there's like abundance and like money and like material things that are involved. I'm more getting this with the work that you do rather than anything else. But I mean, like, take it as it resonates. This is all I have for you, group number 2. Stay tuned until the very end of the video and I can hop you over there with, just use the timestamp in the description, because I will give you an overall general message that will be suitable for the collective. So let's do this. All right, now here is group number 3. So if you picked group number 3, then this reading is going to be for you. Let's begin with your mantra, deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way. So it looks like you're kind of overthinking something, and I wonder what that might be. Stay connected. What do we need to stay connected to? We were all born to connect it to spirit, and we often know it as divine source, and yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. And now is the important time to reconnect to the source. Keep in mind, you guys, that between now until the 12th, there is like this really powerful portal that is open, and for some of you, you literally will be shifting through, and I'm definitely seeing that in tarot that's coming up. 7 of Pentacles. It's like you're kind of working your way up. What are you working your way through? Or you're working your way through and up and expanding. Let me see what... A curious card, the 7 of Pentacles, shows a period of contemplation and uncertainty. You're looking back at all of your hard work and wondering if it has been a failure or a success, and you can't seem to decide. Shouldn't it be reaping more rewards by now? Or maybe so, but the mind has control over perception, and it's possible that your rewards are waiting for you to recognize them. They aren't always monetary. To me, this is almost like you're kind of overthinking something, and then instead of staying connected and doing the work in whatever area, this almost feels like... It's almost like you're impatient about something, right? Like for some of you, you want something, like it's like you want to manifest something immediately, and if it's not coming, then you're sort of sitting there disappointed. But when you connect back to sort of what is allowing you to make progress, or maybe you are making progress, but you're just not making the progress that you thought that you would be, something is happening there. Again, intuition, go connect back to spirit. Raw intention. And celebrate your wins. Yeah, it's almost like you have a hard time sort of seeing how far you've come. Or that it should be different, right? Like there's a sense of like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then you're just kind of like washing it off because it doesn't match the story that you created in your life or in your head. And then the other aspect of it is, again, going back to your intuition and going back to like having faith. To me here, like with having faith, it's a little bit more than just, having blind faith. I think that you need to really get clear again or refine. To me, this is all about refining really why you wanted to do the things that you wanted to do, or why... like if you're kind of struggling within your relationship, then why were you with that person in the first place, right? And sort of celebrate like the milestones that you are hitting with that person, if it is with the person. But if it is just other area in your life where you really wanted to make headway with your goals and whatnot, then I think you kind of go back to like, why were you doing that in the first place? And then just follow your intuition, because I think that for some of you, you're definitely getting those intuitive hits and you're just not wanting to listen to it, right? Like there's a sense of that overthinking, and it's asking you to like not overthink them, to just really return back to why you started in the first place and be really clear about it. Baby steps. Yeah, like that goes back to, you know, you kind of feeling disappointed that you're not making as much of a progress as you should be. Like the whole shoulding thing, right? Like when we have like the sense of attachment to how things should be unfolding, and if it doesn't fit that little box that we created, then it's almost like it's not working or whatever. I think that you're kind of being redirected here. A lot of you are being really redirected here to remember not only why you started in the first place, but also like recognize what is a win, right? Like celebrating your wins. You're making progress, but maybe you're just not going as maybe it's not picking up as much speed as you wanted to. Yeah, definitely that sense of appreciation, of again that giving back, that sense of service. Wait, you kind of bring all of these elements into balance, and you creating, again, raw intention with the Magician, and then the Three of Wands is all about, it's almost like you need to kind of look back to like, what is the direction that you really want to take, right? Because like, look how she's sort of looking out into the world, but then she's also using her like magic wand to kind of figure out the way, or to create that sense of direction. And she's got all the things that she needs in order for that to happen. And even with the Magician, it's when all of these elements, like I think that for some of you, this weekend is really going to be all about refining and retuning your energy, where you kind of shift out of the sense of, what's like the sense of disappointment of how things should be unfolding, and just be okay with how things are as they are, and that trusting that it is unfolding the way that it needs to, but maybe just not going as fast as you think. And sometimes it's all about just really recalibration, but then other times it's really about just kind of trusting and just doing the work rather than kind of doubting yourself. Because a lot of the times, like, our own thoughts can really get in the way of actually manifesting fully the things that we were hoping for. This is all I have for you, group number 3. I hope that this has resonated, and stay tuned until the end so I can give you guys a collective message that you all need to hear. And let's do this. Okay, so since we made it to the very end here, first of all, I wanted to thank you guys for sticking around. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I wanted to pull one more card to see if there is a crystal that you can use to kind of guide you through that, to all of you. So what is a crystal that can really help ground your energy, help guide the collective, please? What is a crystal that each of you can use for this weekend, please? Oh, there's 2. There's hematite, which is all about grounding yourself. So for some of you, it literally is all about getting your energy grounded. And amethyst. And isn't that funny? If you look back on some of the readings that came up today, it was all about trusting your intuition, believing in your intuition, tapping into, you know, like all of the downloads that are coming up for you. So there is hematite. If you have it, please use it this weekend. You will likely... if you resonate with this stone, then it will definitely help you. And amethyst, to just go back to, I mean, look at mine, it's quite big. Just trust your intuition and lean into that, you guys, with the full heart. This is all I have for you. Please give it a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video, and you can also subscribe to the channel for daily readings. We do this Monday to Friday with a different theme. I will link a few of this week's videos in the description so you can kind of take a look and see which one resonates with. We're doing a lot of pick a card general readings for all signs, so hopefully they're quick and easy, but they also kind of resonate with a lot of people. And thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.